Right, we're on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Will, so we've kind of been working together for a few months now. So could you talk us through that, like what happened right at the beginning and right up until now? And then I'll ask you some more general questions as we go.
Sure. So, what you wanted to know how I actually found you?
Yep, and why you found us, your reasons, why you
Yep.
came to us, what you saw as your problems,
Uh huh.
and we'll go from there. So right from the beginning.
Okay. So right from the beginning, I actually have high functioning autism. So for me, that means it's Asperger's. And that means that typically I wouldn't understand body language, I wouldn't understand emotion, and I wouldn't understand connection, friendship, or social dynamics. And because of that, it meant that it was very difficult for me to kind of interact with people because I would not be able to understand kind of body space or the facial emotions that kind of went with it. And for a long time, I kind of felt that the reason I was getting such bad reactions from society was because I was a bad person. And it was kind of really confusing for me because there was a part of me that really wanted to be playful, really wanted to be social. I could see all these people going out and saying exactly what I was saying, and they were getting really good reactions and high spikes and all the rest of it. But me, I'd end up getting slapped, or I'd end up getting into fights, and I just couldn't work out why it was. And eventually I came across a product from Mystery on body language and started to realise that body language was, there was this something that I needed to find out. But the one thing I knew was I wasn't really looking for seduction. So I kind of came into the game and started watching the DVDs and started finding out about it. But I knew that there was something else. There was something else missing, and it was social skills. So I really started looking for social skills. So we came across the Beckster website, read the profiles, and your profile really stuck out. It was that even though the lingo was kind of using, it was very, very clear that what you weren't was a seduction coach. You were someone that actually taught social skills. So I sent an email to you. One came back which really showed to me that you had picked up on a lot of key things that weren't necessarily in the email by the questions. And then, yeah, it just kind of went from there.
Okay, so you've had some kind of therapy as well along the way, have you?
Yeah.
And so,
Youth therapy.
what kind of therapy, sorry?
We had CBT therapy,
Okay.
we had psychology, pretty much anything that we could really get involved in.
But that didn't, I mean, obviously that helped in some ways, but it didn't quite get you where you wanted to be, is that fair to say?
It wasn't practical for me. It was all coming from a textbook that, the people with Asperger's aren't meant to be able to, or quite often have problems with eye contact. They have problems with small talk. They have all these things, and I think people were very much taking it from textbook rather than actually taking me saying, well, there you go into a social situation, what can you do? And not having any perceived ideas. And then just really being able to demonstrate what it was that was going on.
Okay. So where were you when we first started talking then? Like, what were your interactions like? What was generally happening?
There weren't really interactions. I felt very kind of chained and very kind of almost like really shackled, because every time I'd try and go and make a joke with somebody, I'd say something that was quite funny and would normally get a reaction, but because I wasn't saying it with the right intent, it didn't work. And then quite often, even if it was a good response, because I wasn't able to read their response, I would internalise it as a very negative response. And because I'd always been told that I can't say this because I was too honest, or I can't do that, it just literally just chained me. And I think that where the seduction community had some really great ideas, it had also really made me think that I had to do this with my body language and made it too mechanical for me.
Okay.
So for you to be able to, I'm not sure quite how it happened, but now I honestly feel comfortable in my body. That's something I've never felt before. The anxiety has come down 90%, and I feel that I'm enough. And that's something I've never felt in my life, and that's because of what we've actually done.
Okay, but you went to a couple of other seduction companies along the years, didn't you?
Yes.
So what were your experience like with them? Because it's okay. I mean, we can mention it. I can cut it out if we need to cut it out.
Yep. I mean, I think there's so much value there. they've gone about it the wrong way. I genuinely think that so often it does so much damage because you're missing the first point. You've got to be okay with who you are. You've then got to learn the social skills and then learn the seduction if that's what you want. But most people are trying to teach the seduction first without the social skills, and it just doesn't work, and it ends up fucking everybody up in the end.
Okay, so you went on a couple of sort of boot camps
Yep.
as well, and did you in one-on-ones? Can you talk us through them? What had happened before, please?
Yeah, definite. Again, they just, I don't know how to explain it. It's a completely different way of teaching.
Okay, what I taught?
Yeah, definitely. What you taught was the cause. Let's fix the cause and then work our way up and learn the tricks and all the rest of it. Rather, where everybody else was, don't worry about the cause. Let's just learn the tricks, and then it doesn't work.
Okay.
Or you may turn around and be able to, learn how to manipulate people, but that doesn't give you happiness.
Okay. Well, who did you go with then? Which companies did you go with? And so just quickly, your experiences, because you've obviously said some good things about some products and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, if there's bad as well, that needs to be said as well, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. I think that the biggest thing is that this company has integrity. I think this company genuinely cares, and I think that, not saying that the others care, but this is if you're wanting to learn seduction, then go see Beckster because he's one of the best, but if you're actually wanting a life-changing experience which changes you within, then John's the guy, and that's the way to kind of go. And I think that you're not going to get that core level from the other seduction companies.
Okay, so what did we do? I mean, obviously don't give away exactly what we did, otherwise everyone would be trying to do it at home and they're not trained enough to do it. But what did we kind of do from the start? Because we did, I'll guide you on this because you might not know what I mean, it's kind of ambiguous. So we did a lot of work, didn't we, before you even came to do any paid training?
Yeah. That was the first thing, because so many companies are willing to turn around and take your money, but were they actually, when I first contacted John was like, okay, this is something I believe that I can help you with, but I've never worked with somebody with Asperger's, so let's just start working together and finding out whether we can do something. And he came to where I was at, because I was at a point I wasn't going out, I was just stuck in the house. The only thing I would do was watch my soaps, which was My Home and Away and My Neighbours. So that's where we started. It was okay, if you can't go out and have a conversation with the characters.
We used them, didn't we? We used your surroundings, didn't we?
Exactly, that's exactly what I was saying. They started where I was, so instead of saying, well, you've got to go out and then we can help you, it's like, no, okay, if you're stuck in your house and you can't get out, well, that's where we'll start and we'll work from you. And I think it's very individual, it's very, what did we do? The truth is I have no idea what they've done. To me, they've done nothing, in the sense that I can't put words to it. All I know is I could hold eye contact before, but it was uncomfortable. It is now comfortable for me. It's now comfortable for me to sit here and just be me. I'm now enough, and I don't think the other places would have been able to do that. And they may have been able to do it through anchoring and all the other great tricks and all the rest of it, but to be able to get it, that it's a long-lasting effect, I'm not sure if they would have been able to do that.
Okay. So when you came, how long did we work together then in the end? Bear in mind we've still got some hours to do today.
Honestly?
Yeah.
Mate,
yeah,
dude, this is the thing, it wasn't, we paid for X amount of hours, but it wasn't about that. I've had access to John. He would have finished at whatever time it was last night, but my learning didn't finish till 4 this morning, and he was here till 4 o'clock this morning. So yeah.
I didn't mean to pick myself up. I just meant.
Yeah. No,
I just meant so because obviously we did some training before you even paid for training.
Oh, definitely.
And then basically you came down. We did paid for 30 hours, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
So basically what I'm trying to get at obviously is that we made this change over a few phone calls.
Yeah.
A few emails.
Yeah.
And 30 hours of face-to-face training.
Yes.
We did this change.
Yeah.
And you've had how many years of cognitive behavioural therapy and stuff like that?
And years and years.
Social training.
Years.
And we did this in that amount of time.
Exactly.
So can you tell people about the highlights, the good things about your weekend, actual interactions and stuff? Because I think right now people are just thinking, yeah, great, it's taught him to go and ask the time. Oh, that's
No,
not exactly
no, no,
what
no,
we did, is it?
no, at all. I'm a really playful person. I'm a real person that is so social that it used to kill me because I just literally felt I was trapped inside. I did not know how to let myself out. Because whenever I did let myself out, everybody around me would be like, you can't say that, you can't do that, you've got to calm down, you've got to do this. And all of a sudden, what they were telling me, or the way I was interpreting it, was I couldn't be me. So what he's given me, and what this weekend has given me, is that inner belief, that inner foundation that I'm enough. And I think that's what I've got from you that I wouldn't have got from any of the seduction coaches. And that's why I kind of say, I'm not trying to knock them in any way, but they may have been able to give me some tricks how to put myself into that state for X amount of time, but it's not something that is just me. It's part of me.
Can you describe some of, oh no, that's awesome. Can you describe some of the scenarios that you've been in, some of the interactions that you've had?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, just being able to interact with the world and have fun with it. And it's been awesome, you know. It might not be, I don't know how to explain it. Just, what you have to understand is before, and a lot of it was down to my belief systems, you know, people would turn around and say to me, you know, what about friends? Do you have friends? No, don't have friends. I don't have that luxury. I just did not understand what friendship was. I didn't understand what connection was. I didn't understand what, you know, a vibe was. I didn't understand what fun was. I didn't know how to have fun. And now I do. Now I know what fun is. I now know how to have fun. And I know that, you know, I can do that. Anytime I'm walking down and I see someone I like, I don't have to worry about what is it I'm going to say. All I need to worry about is what is my intent, what is my vibe, and guess what? Trust that when I get there, that the words are going to be there. It's just saying whatever's in my head and just being totally authentic with it. And some of the times the interacts may not go brilliant, but let me tell you something. The look on their face, or the one thing I get is, at least this guy is being authentic. At least this guy is being real. So if I don't know what I'm going to say, I'll walk up to them and be like, hey, you know, I have no idea what to say to you, but I just really wanted to come and meet you, so I'm just going to start with hi. And, okay, it may not go very far, but to see them light up, that's the thing. See them to light up and know that I've created that emotion, so rather than them turning around and just being like, get that away from me, to that. When, at the extremes, when I used to go out before, I'd get arrested because I wouldn't know how to read someone's emotions, and somebody would be getting offended because of the way I was coming over. I wouldn't realise that they were getting offended, think that they were joking, keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing, until all of a sudden the whole situation would explode. Then the police would get involved and I would get arrested.
Okay. Because I think you're being too modest, so I'm going to help you on some of the things that I want you to mention.
Yeah.
So, for instance, I think a lot of guys that would have even gone on seduction boot camp to learn pickup would have been pleased to be able to, on the top deck of a bus, walk up to the front of the bus, talk to two very cute girls who have a guy sitting just to the right of them, and have them in absolute hysterics and telling you how great the interaction was.
Yeah.
So, you know, because I think you're being too modest. I know some of the interactions might not have gone well, but...
Okay, I don't think any of the interactions, it depends, it's like you showed me what is going well.
Yeah.
We never really had any bad reactions, you know. We were on a, you know, yeah, definitely the two girls on the bus were
on your own.
amazing. Yeah, on my own.
You know, it's not like I came with you, it's on your own.
I went down there, it completely fell apart for me in the sense that, yeah, you know, I just did not know what to say, but I was just genuinely with them, you know. Hey, I told them why I wanted to approach them. As you came up the stairs, I recognised that energy, that playful energy you had, and I wanted to come and find out where it came from. I'm curious about you. I wanted to meet you.
And they loved it, didn't they?
They loved it. They just thought it was amazing because there was that authenticity. It wasn't lines, it wasn't pickup, it was just me being me. Being enough in myself, so that maybe, yes, I did go bright red, or maybe my words did come out all back to front.
But you weren't thinking about that
anyway.
It
didn't matter. It did, and that's what made it so congruent. That, you know, there's this guy that doesn't have any lines. There's this guy that is just, hey, I've seen two cool people, and I genuinely want to build a genuine connection with them. Not because I want to sleep with them, not because I want something for them, but I just want to have fun with them. I just want to light them up and make their day.
That was your goal, wasn't it?
And that was my goal, and that is my goal. When I go out into the world, that's all I've ever wanted to do, is light people up and turn around and make them happy instead of getting the other reaction. But because, you know, I was so in my head about I've got to stand like this, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, it just wasn't genuine, and that's why it didn't work.
Yeah, and then there was the bookshop. I like the bookshop woman.
Yeah.
Who ended up with our book recommendations, didn't she? Walking away with all them.
Yeah.
We had a great conversation with her.
Definitely. I think one of the big things I've had as well is that it's not about just approach. It's about actually connecting with people in a very, very genuine and very, very real way. And that is, it's natural. I mean, for a long time, as I was going through, I was like, well, have I actually seen John approach? And the truth of the matter is, I've seen him approach loads of times, but it wasn't an approach because it was just so natural. It was just him interacting with the world, and it's just so different to when people are forcing the interaction and are forcing the connection. He's just connecting with the world in a very real or in a very genuine way, and it's just so different to the way that I've seen other pickup guys connect with people.
Okay, and let's give, we'll talk about some other actual things that happen as well, but while we're on, because Jermaine came out with us for a few hours that day as well, weren't we? We'll give Jermaine his dues as well.
That guy, again, the guy, he came out, well, it wasn't paid, you know. The guy's, he won't mind me saying, he has a stutter, and it was just really cool to meet somebody else who had, you know, not that he sees it as a disability, but something that could be framed as a disability, something that could hinder, you know, social interaction, and it just does not faze him. It just does not bother him in any way, shape or form, and that was a real big thing for me, just realising that it doesn't matter.
And that you could be part of the group as well.
Exactly.
Because it was us three, wasn't it? It wasn't us two and you, it was us three for the day. And I love that
I've never been able to relate with people in a group like that. That's not something I have. And I think that, yeah, definite. And I think that's the key thing. It's that mindset that when you go and approach somebody and you're like, oh my God, what happens if it goes wrong? Well, actually, if it goes wrong, it's gone right because it's genuine. And that was the thing. And I think every approach I've done went wrong in the sense that you know, my body language was probably terrible. I was really nervous, whatever, you know.
But you were happy with it. That's our better. Remember, we spoke about a better last night. There's always a better. The guy runs 100 metres in the world record. If you ask me, what can I do better? I say take another 100ths off of it.
Exactly.
But, you know, the girl on the train, that went awesome. On a train full of people, Will, don't underestimate just how hard that is. You know, guys would be in their head for about 20 minutes thinking of what to say to that girl before saying something. A split second pause, you know, and with her saying that she enjoyed the interaction as she went off the train.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And I think this is the point that was really hitting me and I'm trying to hit home is that, so, you know, I said some crazy stuff, some stuff that was totally out of context, and anybody else would be like, it went wrong, but no, it didn't, because I made a connection with her.
Yeah, you said it in the right way. You said it with the right
intent. With the right intent. All the words were wrong. You know, turning around and telling, oh, you're a social worker was totally random, and why would someone say that?
But she interacted.
But she interacted. She connected with it because she could see I was being genuine and I was just being me. And part of me is.
We had so many like that, didn't we? Pret a manger, the people in there loved us, didn't they?
That was just so much fun.
Yeah. But they kept coming back and continuing the interaction, didn't they? It wasn't like I just wanted to go. It's like, I want to carry on talking to that guy.
Yeah.
And in Topshop, the woman behind the counter actually asked, go on, tell that story.
Yeah. So one of the difficulties I have is I'm also dyslexic. So it's, and I'm also dyspraxic, which means I have no sense of direction. My left and my right don't make sense to me. And if somebody turns around and says the shoes are over there, that means absolutely nothing to me. So I'd get really frustrated because I was like, I didn't ask you to tell me where the shoes are, I asked you to show me where the shoes are, and that would cause real barriers and would cause a lot of arguments, and I've been kicked out of stores by security because of it, because it's just got into trouble. And to be able to go in and do it in a fun and playful way, A, is a lot more fun, and the women literally are just like, it was almost like we hijacked her brain. It was like she stood there and she's like, I shouldn't really leave. I shouldn't really be leaving my desk, but because of your genuine intent, come with me.
Yeah.
I even started, you know, I'm not saying please guys don't do this, but even to the point where I'd be playful flirting with a security guard and nothing happened, you know?
Yeah. Because you didn't think that you might have overstepped the mark. That was
Exactly,
the
I
thing,
was
wasn't
just
it? You weren't
being
doubting what happened.
Yeah.
Then there was, so after the woman on the desk came down and showed us stuff,
Yeah.
there was the other woman working there who just wanted to carry on talking and talking and talking, didn't
Exactly, and that's something I've never ever had before, because even though I may approach or I may force myself to approach, the interaction wasn't comfortable for me, and now it is. And how John's done that, I couldn't tell you. What
Okay.
he's done, I can't tell you. But what I can tell you is that the anxiety's gone.
Okay, that's
And
good.
anybody who has Asperger's or who has some kind of social phobia or kind of social difficulties will understand what it means for that anxiety to no longer to be there, and to know what it's like to be able to make contact with fellow people in the world. And I know there may be a lot of people out there who are really looking for the or think they're looking for the seduction world. I bet your bottom dollar really what you're looking for is that genuine connection.
That's wicked. That's a wicked point to end there. I'll just send you one more question then. Just so did I teach you in a way that you've never heard of being done before?
Yes.
Okay, we'll end with that. Thank you very much, Will.
No
Cheers,
worries
buddy.
then.